What if a toy you bought for your kid started moving at night? That's what Lisa found out when she brought home a dollhouse. It looked just like her house and it knew things it shouldn't. Lisa, a 38-year-old single mom, moved to Elm Street with her 8-year-old daughter, Emily, after a rough divorce. She wanted a fresh start in a quiet town where neighbors waved and kids played outside. Elm Street was perfect: green lawns, friendly faces, and a small diner where Lisa got a job. One Saturday, she took Emily to a thrift store downtown. The place smelled like old books with dusty shelves full of junk. In the corner sat a wooden dollhouse, 3 stories tall, with blue shutters and a tiny porch swing. It looked exactly like their new house, down to the chipped front door. The price tag said $10, too good to pass up. The cashier, an old man with tired eyes, stared at the dollhouse and mumbled, "Be careful with that thing." Lisa brushed it off, excited to surprise Emily. At home, Emily squealed, setting up the tiny furniture. Lisa noticed the details: the same red curtains, the same scratched coffee table. It was weird, but she figured it was just a coincidence. Emily placed 2 little figures, a woman and a girl, that looked a bit like them. That night, Lisa tucked Emily in and crashed on the couch, exhausted from unpacking. Around 2 a.m., a soft clatter woke her. The dollhouse in the living room glowed faintly, like a candle was inside. Her heart skipped a beat. She crept closer, her breath catching. Inside, the tiny figures were moving, setting a table just like she and Emily did at dinner. She blinked and they stopped. Just toys, right? She checked the lamp. It was unplugged, but the glow didn't fade. Her phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "They're watching you." Lisa's hands shook as she checked the doors, all locked. Emily was asleep, but the dollhouse's tiny front door was open. Inside was a small letter written in a kid's handwriting, her handwriting from when she was 10. It read, "Tomorrow you'll spill coffee at work." Lisa's stomach twisted. Who wrote this? She hid the letter, telling herself it was a prank, but sleep wouldn't come. The dollhouse sat there, quiet but watching, its glow fading slowly. Lisa thought the dollhouse was a prank, until its letter came true. When it predicted something about her daughter, she knew this was no ordinary toy. Lisa barely slept, the letter's words stuck in her head. "You'll spill coffee at work." She told herself it was nonsense, but at the diner the next day, her hands slipped, splashing coffee on a customer's shirt, just like the letter said. Her coworker Tom laughed, but Lisa felt sick. This wasn't a coincidence. Back home, she checked the dollhouse, now in the hallway. She swore she'd left it in the living room. Another letter waited inside in her childhood handwriting. "Emily will lose her bunny." Emily loved her stuffed bunny, sleeping with it every night. Lisa hid the dollhouse in the garage, telling Emily it needed fixing. That evening, Emily ran to her, crying. Her bunny was gone. Lisa searched everywhere, then checked the dollhouse. There it was, clutched by the tiny girl figure. Her throat tightened. How was this happening? She called the thrift store, but the number was dead. She drove there the next day, but the shop was empty, like it had never been there. At the town library, she found an old newspaper from the 1970s. A fire had burned down a house on Elm Street, and a girl named Clara, age 10, died. Lisa's heart stopped. Clara was her childhood friend from a different town, states away. They'd played together, but during a fire at Lisa's old house, she'd run, leaving Clara behind. She'd buried that guilt for years. Was the dollhouse connected? That night, the dollhouse was back in the living room, glowing brighter. The figures moved, showing Lisa yelling at Emily over spilled juice. Hours later, it happened. Lisa snapped at Emily, then felt awful. Her phone buzzed. "They're watching you." She checked the windows. Nothing. But the dollhouse's glow pulsed, and another letter appeared. "Tomorrow you'll see her." Lisa's hands shook. "See who?" She held Emily close, scared to sleep. The house felt wrong, like eyes were on her. The dollhouse knew Lisa's every move, and now it's showing her a girl she doesn't want to remember. When that girl showed up outside, Lisa knew she was in trouble. Lisa kept Emily home from school, too scared to let her out of sight. The letter's words, "You'll see her," felt like a threat. The dollhouse, now stuck in the living room, glowed brighter every night. Lisa tried moving it to the attic, but by morning it was back downstairs. She called her ex, Mark, but he said she was stressed, not listening. That afternoon, Emily screamed. Her bunny was back in the dollhouse, torn at the seams. Lisa taped the attic door shut, but it didn't help. At midnight, she saw her, a pale girl about 10, standing outside the kitchen window, staring with dark, empty eyes. It was Clara, her old friend. Lisa grabbed Emily, locking the doors. The girl was gone when she looked again, but the dollhouse's windows flared red. A new letter read, "She's closer now." Lisa's mind raced. She remembered Clara's laugh, their games, and that fire. She'd been 10, too scared to help Clara, and the guilt never left. Was Clara's ghost here? She searched the attic, finding an old photo under the floorboards. Her and Clara, smiling. Her phone buzzed. She's in the house. Footsteps creaked upstairs. Lisa checked. Emily was asleep, but the air felt heavy like smoke. No fire, just a smell that stung her nose. The dollhouse showed the figures again. Lisa running, a girl burning. Her guilt choked her. She tried talking to her neighbor, Mrs. Cole, but she didn't know about the fire. Back home, the dollhouse's glow pulsed stronger. Another letter appeared. You left her to burn. Lisa's eyes filled with tears. She couldn't keep ignoring this. The dollhouse wasn't just a toy. It was alive, tied to her past, and it wanted something. Lisa saw Clara's ghost, and the dollhouse showed her worst memory. When smoke filled her house with no fire, she realized the dollhouse wasn't letting go. Lisa held Emily tight, the smoke smell choking her. No flames, just haze. The dollhouse's red glow filled the living room, and a new letter read, You left her to burn. Lisa's guilt crashed in. She'd run from that fire, leaving Clara behind. She remembered Clara's screams, her own fear. The dollhouse showed it. 2 girl figures, one running, one trapped in flames. Lisa sobbed, telling Emily to stay in her room. She tried smashing the dollhouse with a hammer, but it wouldn't break. Her phone buzzed. Come inside. She went to the library again, desperate. An old article said Clara's dad built dollhouses, and one was rumored cursed, trapping souls who felt guilty. This was that dollhouse, feeding on Lisa's shame. That night, Clara's ghost appeared in the living room, her face half burned, pointing at the dollhouse. Its tiny door opened, glowing like fire. Lisa smelled smoke again, stronger now. She grabbed Emily and ran outside, but the dollhouse was on the porch, waiting. A new letter said, Tomorrow you'll join her. Lisa's heart pounded. She remembered Stephen King's stories. Guilt could trap you. She told Emily about Clara, her voice shaking. I was a kid, scared. I left her. Emily hugged her, scared but brave. The dollhouse rattled, its figures now showing Lisa burning. Lisa tried burning the dollhouse, but the flames died out. Her phone buzzed. She wants you back. Clara's ghost stepped closer, whispering Lisa's name. The smoke grew thicker and Emily coughed. Lisa knew she had to face this, or the dollhouse would take her daughter. Lisa faced Clara's ghost, but the dollhouse wouldn't stop. As it threatened Emily, Lisa made a choice to end the curse. But would it let her go? Lisa stood on the porch, Clara's ghost inches away, the dollhouse glowing red. The smoke was thick, though no fire burned. The latest letter read, Join her or she takes Emily. Lisa's heart broke. Emily was her world. She remembered Clara's smile, their games, and her own fear during that fire. The dollhouse fed on her guilt, like a trap from a king's story. She had to end it. She wrote a letter. Clara, I'm sorry. I was a kid, scared. I've carried this pain forever. Please forgive me. Her hands shook as she placed it in the dollhouse. She lit a match, her breath unsteady. The letter caught fire and flames roared inside the dollhouse, not touching the real house. Clara's ghost paused, her eyes softening. She whispered, Free, and faded. The dollhouse burned to ash, the smoke clearing. Lisa hugged Emily, tears falling. It was over. The next morning, Lisa walked outside. The neighbor's kid was playing with a dollhouse, identical to hers, blue shutters and all. It hadn't burned. It was back on their porch. Lisa heard faint whispers like Clara's voice. Her phone buzzed. They're watching. She grabbed Emily and drove away from Elm Street, heart pounding. In the rearview mirror, the dollhouse's windows glowed red. The curse wasn't gone, it had found someone new. Lisa vowed to keep Emily safe, but the whispers followed her, faint but real.